Hey everyone, welcome back to Brad and Brad. And if you're new here, then this video is part of the beginner friendly Python series where I'll be teaching you Python right from scratch. We're trying to keep things super simple and super hands-on as possible. If you haven't checked this playlist yet, then make sure you check this playlist out so that you don't miss anything right from start. So in the last videos, we have explored about operators, different types of operators in Python. So in this video, we'll look at one core concept in Python which most of the beginners skip. Okay, then that topic is just mutability and immutability. Okay, so today we'll be diving into a concept which most of the beginners skip, but trust me, it's a very super important concept. So in today's video, we'll be going through mutability and immutability in Python. But at the end of the video, I'm sure that you'll understand it in a better way than most people do. So with no delay, let's just start the video. Okay, so let's start very simple. Imagine you have a whiteboard in front of you. And you writing something on it. If you want to change what you've wrote on that, you will just simply erase what you've written and then you can write your own sentence back there. You can change that. You can change what you've written. So that whiteboard becomes a mutable object. You can change the content on the whiteboard without replacing the whole whiteboard itself. So in the same way, just imagine a piece of white paper in front of you. Now you write something on it and you want to change it. Obviously, that's not possible. You just either have to throw out that paper or print a new one. So that became your immutable object. Once you wrote, to change it, you need to either replace the whole thing. So the idea of mutable and immutable objects in Python is very similar. Mutable literally refers to something that can be changed once you create it. And immutable refers to something that you can't change after you create it. So that's how simple the concept of mutability and immutability in Python. To show a sample demo of that to you guys, I just want you guys to listen a bit about memory allocation in Python. So let's go into Excalibur and learn it in a better way. I already have a bunch of drawings on my canvas. So imagine this is the memory that is available. Now, you just create a variable saying a equal to 10. And what will Python do is Python will create a memory location to store 10 inside the computer's memory. Now, this variable a is used to refer to that memory location. Imagine this big box is your computer's memory, and when you write a line like a equal to 10, then Python doesn't simply just say a equal to 10, but behind the scenes, it creates a memory location, a space in a memory to store this value 10, and then it makes the variable a point to that location. A is not holding the value itself directly. It's more like a tag given to that memory location. And the same thing happens with the word hey. So when you write word equal to hey, then Python will create a memory space, to store the word hey in the memory and uses this word identifier to point to that memory location. So here the variable name word, it acts as a tag that points to the memory location which contains hey. So for a better visual, I've drawn this. You can see there is a memory space allocated for 10 and this a is pointing to that 10. Yes guys, so that's all about memory allocation. We'll go deep in the further videos, but to understand mutability and immutability, that's all you need to know. Coming to the data types, there are data types which are immutable. Data types like int, float, string and boolean are immutable. That means when you update them, a new object is created in the memory and this variable is pointed to that instead of modifying the value at that location itself. So let's just see sample examples of that data type. So I think the first doubt you will get is, how is int immutable? We just did x equal to 5 and then x equal to 6. We just changed the value, right? How is int immutable at all? So let me tell you. When you write x equal to 5, a memory space is allocated for the number 5 and this x is used to point to that memory location. What happens when you update it? Let's say in the below line, I'll just write x equal to 10. What happens? Instead of modifying the number at the location, changing 5 to 10, what Python does is creates a new memory space to store 10 and it points this x to that number. Instead of changing that 5 to 10 at that same location, అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉంది మెమరీలో 5 ఉంది. Now ఈ 5 నే 10 లా మార్చడం కంటే ఏం చేస్తారంటే Python creates a new object to store 10. అంటే it creates a memory space where it stores 10 and uses this x to point to that 10 instead of 5. So behind the scenes, Python uses a method called id. Okay, it uses id to track the objects in the memory. అదేం చేస్తుందంటే your memory has memory address. So this id method prints that memory address. Okay, I'll just show you a demo. Chalo, we have two variables. Let's say I'll declare one more. y equal to 5 anta. I'll remove this whole thing. Now I'll print id of x, comma, I'll give a bunch of space, and comma, id of y. Okay, actually ఏం కావాలి, x 5కే పాయింట్ చేస్తుంది, y 5కే పాయింట్ చేస్తుంది. అంటే just imagine the image in your mind. There is a number in the memory space called just 5, and this x is a variable that points to that 5, and this y is a variable points to that 5. But actually memory location లో there is only one single 5. So ఇక్కడ ఏం కావాలి, when I print the memory IDs, both of them should be same, and that's exactly what happens here. I'll run this file and you can see this is the memory ID for the variable x, and this is the memory ID for the variable y. Both of them are literally same. That means what? Our theory worked. Now let's try updating this 5 to 10, and let's just print the IDs now. I'll just clear this, run it again. Now you can see both are different. That means what? There are two different objects. So let's try out one more possibility. We'll update x itself. We'll say x equal to x plus 10. Okay. So currently what happens? Now initially x is 5. So x points to a location where 5 is stored. I update x with x plus 10. So that means x is 15 now. So x will point to a location where 50 is stored. So let's see what happens. There is no y here. Let's just do some jugad. Let's just take off this print statement and we'll keep it here. Print id of x. Sorry, my bad. id of x. Okay. So we are assigning 5 to x, and then we are assigning 15 to x, and then we are checking their memory locations if they are same or not. Let's see. You can just check them out. Both of them are different. So that's how immutability works in Python. Let's just see some demo on mutability, where we can change in the memory location itself instead of creating a new copy. So these are the mutable data structures that include your list, dictionary, which you can say, and your set. So I know most of you don't know about these data structures yet, but don't worry. We'll cover them in detail in the next videos. In this video, we'll only deal with list. So the concept of list in Python is very simple and is very similar to concept of arrays in other languages. Imagine list as a set of elements arranged in a row separated by commas. Simple cheppali ante, let's say there is a festive season and you have a list of items to buy. Instead of keeping them in a list, keeping them in a vertical format, just arrange them in a row and separate them using commas. I think you can visualize that, right? You started with the brace, you write the items, you separate them using commas. That's how a list looks like, and that's how simple it is. Don't worry if you don't understand lists now. We'll be covering them in more detail and more depth in the further videos. Now let's just see the demo of mutability. I go into my VS Code, I'll create a sample list. A list is created in a very simple way. You can just give a variable name, L equal to, open your brace, you start typing your elements 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say, and that's your list created. Okay, all of the numbers arranged in a row separated by commas. Now I just want to print the id of this list. So what I'll just do is I'll just write print id of L. That's it. Let's see what is the id of the list. It printed out a random address out of the memory. Now let's update the list. To update the list, I'm telling you guys one single method that is called append. So what will this method do? This method simply adds another element to the end of the list. That's it. Just like how you keep on writing, a new item comes in, you write it at the end of the list, right? In the same way, append method adds this new element to the end of the list. That's it. Now I update this list by appending 5 to this list. L.append, you can say append 5. Now I updated the list. I'll just check by printing the list down. Print L. And even here I'll print L once. Print L. Now yeah, let's just clear this and run this once. Okay, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 is the initial list, and after appending it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that we have changed the data structure, let's just see whether the address remains same or not. Okay, I'll cut out instead of this print statement here, I'll just print ID of L. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'll just clear this terminal. I'll run this again. So you can see the initial list was this. The list before appending a new element to it, the address was this. And even after appending the element, the address is still same. So that's how mutability concept works in Python. Alright, so you know now what mutability and immutability means in Python and why it matters when you're working with variables and memory allocation. I hope this video gave you a real clarity. Don't stress much if the topics didn't sink in. Throughout this series, we will be revisiting these concepts often. So in the long run, you get comfortable with these ideas. Now, I'd really love to hear from you. Just drop a comment down below. How did you feel about this video? How was my explanation? Was it confusing, or what areas you want me to focus more in the next videos? Did you try out some of the examples, or is it still confusing? I'm reading everything, so let's make it interactive. Ee game questions unna a comment section lo padi. I'll read all of them. I'll answer to every single comment. The only goal of this channel is to improve you guys in terms of Python, in terms of coding, in terms of learning how to think as a programmer, giving you a programmer's perspective. So, మీకు ఏదైనా టాపిక్ అర్థమైతే comment down that I've understood that. If you don't understand a topic, comment which part of it you didn't understand, so that I'll try to cover that in the next videos in the series. So in the next video, we'll be diving into one of the most important tools in Python, the lists, and just see how super powerful they are. And also we'll just try out some examples hands-on. So don't miss the next video. So if you haven't checked this already, then make sure you check this beginner-friendly Python series right from start, because I don't want you guys to miss anything. And also, if you find these videos really helpful, then consider subscribing the channel. It really helps this channel and keeps the series going. Thank you and see you in the next video.